Hi, guys. It's Thursday again. I can't get over how fast this week went. Let me get my stuff set up here. Oh, hi, Judy. Glad you're here. And yep, looks like YouTube and my internet. I think I figured it out. I don't have to go into deep detail, but I've got a access point down here in my basement in my office, and I think that's what has been messing up. So I hooked up to the access point from upstairs, and it was actually a better connection. It's been reliable for me all week because I was having trouble with my smart TV down here, and it's working really good. Hi, Jan. Nice to see you too. Oh, hi, Margaret. You are back. It's been a while. I was thinking maybe the evening time wasn't working for you. I'm glad you're here too. But I think the internet will stay on. I haven't had any trouble with my TV this week. I've been having trouble for a while with a lot of stuff down here. Didn't realize it was that access point thing down here. So I think we're good. Oh, yeah, Margaret, I didn't even notice you forgot the S. If you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have even noticed. That's funny. Okay, well, it's time for another class. I'm going to go over a few little things real quick. This is the last week of Sale-A-Bration. I can't believe how fast the 2 months have gone by. Time can just slow down. I'm ready for it to slow down. But first off, I want to tell you about my upcoming, well, it's actually going on right now, my monthly card club. Doesn't seem like it's getting ready. I'm giving you the information a little early because last month I was going to do the honeybee bundle and it sold out. Now it's supposed to be back in stock here in the middle of March, which is perfect timing for my club. So I've gone back to my doing the queen bee. I'm running behind on my sweet citrus, but it will get out by the end of the month to everybody. That if you're watching in the club, don't worry, your stuff will get mailed out by the end of the month. I wanted to let new people know if you want to join my club. It's $39.50 a month. That includes the shipping and everything like that. I don't add anything more to that. You'll get between $21 to $27 worth of product. It's usually a half pack of designer series paper, a roll of ribbon, and a pack of embellishments. And this month, you're also going to be getting some of the gold and rose gold specialty paper. So you get about four things. It's like a half pack of that, I think. And additional supplies to make the 6 cards. It's 3 designs. Those are the sneak peeks of the 3 cards. You get supplies for 2 of each. And I give you extra supplies. That way, if you're using another stamp set, you've got plenty of neutral paper to stamp whatever stamp set you've got. Um, there's also an add-on option. You don't have to do this, but you can purchase either just the Queen Bee stamp set or the whole bundle, and you're only paying the actual price. You don't have to pay the shipping and tax. I pay that for you. That's just for people that are members of the group. That's just a little perk you get for being in it. So it's $39.50 a month with the option of adding on the either the stamp set or the bundle. I do the die cutting and embossing for you, except for any stamped images. Those you'll have to fussy cut if you don't have the stamp set. Okay. If you want more information on that, or if you want to subscribe too, just click on that link down below for the card club, and you'll get all the information there. And let me look, see if I'm getting good. I was making sure I hadn't missed anybody on YouTube. Now there's a brand new, can you believe, Paper Pumpkin has been around for 10 years. It does not seem possible. They've come a long way in that 10 years too. I have to admit, when it first started, I wasn't that crazy about it, but I really like the kits now. They have been so good, probably the last couple of years at least. And I've really loved them. Hopefully, I keep saying I'm going to do alternatives, and I keep running out of time. I'm trying to get used to my new schedule here. Hopefully, I can get one made with this one. Actually, I'm wanting to do the alternatives for last month's, so be on the lookout for that. But I haven't gotten that in the mail yet. I think it comes next week sometime. Mine's running behind. But so you've got till March 10th. You get an extra stamp set with this with this kit. So you're actually going to get 2 stamp sets exclusive to that Paper Pumpkin kit. So you can find out more about that down below in the Paper Pumpkin link down below in the description. And then I have been skipping over this information, but since we only have like 6 days left, it's not even a full week anymore of Sale-A-Bration left. I'll make sure everybody remembers how it works. For every $50 that you place on an order before shipping and tax, you get to pick out a free item. And there's some that you have to get up to a $100 order to to get those. They're best. Oh, and then also if you do a $300 order before shipping and tax, you get the Scenic Garden stamp set free. That's an addition to all the Stampin' Rewards you get. Whenever you reach a $150 mark before shipping and tax, you also get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. The best deal is to join my team. You see it there on the right. Let me show you the kits real quick. If I wasn't a demonstrator, I would definitely be taking advantage of this. For only $129, you can pick out either the boho blue mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine or the white one. And then you also get $175 worth of product of your choice. You get a free paper pumpkin kit. I put down a value of $22. It's actually $23.50. And you also get free shipping, and that's around $34, $35, plus a business pack for around $50. So that is about over $344 worth of product for value for only $129. But if you already have an embossing machine and you don't need another one, then you can do the $99 kit. And that is what the normal price is. Normally you only get $125 worth of product, but you're getting $175 worth of product of your choice, plus a paper pumpkin kit, business supply kit, and the free shipping for only $99. So that's around $274 value. So I just want to make sure you knew about that. I love being a demonstrator. Coming up on my 20th anniversary, and I just didn't want you to miss that in case there's somebody interested in getting the discount all the time. And there's also some new Sale-A-Bration products available, and you can get all the information by clicking that Sale-A-Bration link down below in the video description. Okay, we are done with the business stuff. Let me get my chat up here. It keeps going away every time I change the picture. And I've got, this week it's the Nested Friends bundle that's in the January to April mini catalog. I've really had fun making these. I've been having fun coming up with these classes. Sometimes it makes me have to work a little harder to come up with 3 projects with one stamp set, but I'm having fun figuring these out. It's getting a little easier for me every week too. So I've also got a fun fold card. It's going to be a bridge fold card. So if you, and you can also get card kits for free if you place a qualifying order. If it's a $40 order before shipping and tax using my host code, then you will get 2 each, enough to make 2 each of the cards. So that'd be 6 cards total. If you bump it up to a $55 order before shipping and tax, you'll also get a full pack of the Rustic Metallic Adhesive-Backed Dots. So you want to find out more about that, you can just click on the card class at home link below in the video description. Now I'll hurry up and show you what you get. These are the kits. So it's got 2 of each, like I said. So you get these kits for the $40 order. I'll mail these out to you for free using that host code. So I know you probably don't remember what that is. Just click that card class link below and you'll find out what the current host code is. And then if you bump it up to 55, that's when you get the full pack of the Rustic Metallic Adhesive-Backed Dots, because these are not included in these kits. This is just another little perk if you bump it up to 55. So got the business stuff out of the way. Let's start making some cards. This is my favorite part. I bet it is for you guys too. So let me grab my Stampin' Pierce mat here. I'm going to be using the Nested Friends. Now this is a cling stamp set, so technically I do not have to be using the Stampin' Pierce mat, but I always use it when I'm stamping. I think it just works a lot better. So isn't this a cute set? I love the nest, and there's some dies with these nests that make a different nest. This one will actually die cut this one here. These may not line up because sometimes these are a little different. Oh, no, that does line up. So all these images here do have a die to die cut those out. Then we've got some extra ones here. And I'm actually using every single stamp in this. And using quite a few of these dies too. So there's the bundle. And like I said, this is in the January to April mini catalog. And let's see here. I'm going to be using on the first card, I forget to tell you this sometimes. Actually, the bird is going to be used on all 3 cards. And then I'm going to be using the birthday wishes. And I think that is, yep, those are all the stamps I'm going to be using. Now, I am going to be using some designer series paper. You'll be able to see what comes in those kits when I do this too. Now, this is only 1 each, so I'm only making 1 card. So if you place an order, you'll get double what you're seeing here. So you get the 2 envelopes. This is a piece of the Starry Sky metallic woven ribbon. And I've got some basic white paper here. Now this, you're probably thinking, oh, I thought that paper was sold out. It is. This is the Dainty Flowers DSP. It was part of Sale-A-Bration. It was so sad to see this go early, but it didn't surprise me because it's a beautiful color, paper pack. I have enough. I've still got a couple packs left, so I have enough to make card kits for this class. So that's why I thought, okay, I didn't want that paper to go to waste, so I'm going to put them in these free card kits. So, and I hadn't actually made a card with this yet, so I was like dying to do that. So I thought, okay, this is the paper I'm going to use for this class. So that's where I got the color combo from too. And it did some little die cutting here, and I will be putting all the little die cuts inside a baggie just for this card. The other die cuts I use with those, they're bigger, but with these little leaves, I was afraid they'd get lost in that envelope. Oh, hi, Gladys. Oh, I'm glad you got on here too. Glad you're here. Okay, so this is my card base. I'll go ahead and, this is a 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece. This is crushed curry. So I'll go ahead and fold this in half. Like so. Get those corners lined up. Every week, my microphone is in my way, and I think I've got it worse in my way this. So if I start struggling, it's because of my microphone here. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, now this piece, it's a little bit of a different size. It is I have to look at my right sheet here, a 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Okay, and then I've got a piece of Starry Sky. This one is a 3 3/4 by 5. I just wanted a narrow border around that around this, I mean. So the Starry Sky looks really good that way. I didn't want the regular 1/4 inch one all the way around. So I'm going to grab my seal. And we're just going to go ahead and put the base part of this card together, and then I'll start doing some stamping. So I'm going to get this here in the middle. That looks pretty good, I think. Let me look at my screen because I'm kind of at an angle. Okay, and I'm going to put it on this way because I thought it looks better having the flowers. You could have them hanging down too if you wanted. It really doesn't matter. But this one, they're going upright, so that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Now, if you ever have any questions while I'm making this, please comment, and I will answer them the best I can. I'll try my best not to miss them, too. If I miss them, I always come back and look at the comments and reply back to them if I do miss it, because sometimes I get busy and I don't notice it come on. Plus, there's quite a delay, especially on YouTube. I was really surprised when I was watching the timer how many seconds it was behind. But so we'll have a little lag, but we'll get it to work. On YouTube, though, if I don't see your comment, I will have to comment in the regular comment section. On Facebook, it's real easy. I can just hit reply and do it right underneath your comment. But once the live's over, the live chat quits and I can't comment on it anymore. So I'll put your answer in the regular comments after the video is recorded. Okay, so there is that. We've got that right in the center. Isn't that pretty? I mean, that just makes the card right there. I could put a greeting in there and be done. But we're going to do a little more than that. So I'm going to grab a little piece. This is just like a 2 by 2 inch piece of basic white. And I'm going to get that pretty bird. I really love this bird. And I'm going to stamp him in Starry Sky. And it doesn't matter if it's right in the middle because I'm going to be die cutting him out here in a minute. And then I'm going to do a little trick. Our ink pads are water-based. So I'm using my blender pen, and it's going to make the ink start to bleed. Okay? So I'm going to do this just a little bit, and then I will bring it closer to the screen. If you look at the right side, you can tell it's looking a little bluer. It's because the ink is bleeding, so it's filling in all the white areas that the stamp made. Okay? So this is just a real quick way to color it in. I don't have to get another ink pad out. Now, I will be for his tummy, so I'm going to use a different color for that. There we go. So he's all colored in. Looks like a pretty blue. And usually when you do this, your blender pen is clean, but I still make sure it's clean before I start with the next color. And that's going to be crushed curry. I'm going to squeeze this so the ink goes into this bottom here. That way I can pick up some ink. And I'm going to lightly color on this. I don't want to get some blue blending into my yellow. So I'm just barely touching the blue, because if you barely touch the other colors, it won't bleed. But if you do it a little harder, it does start to bleed. So I'm just going to hurry up and color that in. Now this time I'm definitely going to have to clean that off, because there was definitely some yellow on there. Okay, so now we've got that bird all colored in. He's all ready to go. Isn't he pretty? And let's see, I'm going to grab, let's see, I've already got the nest. Actually, this is the only thing I need a die cut. So let's go ahead and get that die cut. Here is that boho blue. I can never remember the name of this. Or boho indigo. Oh, well, boho blue I think is what it is. This is the what you can get in your starter kit if you do the $129, the option 1. And you get all the plates you need with it. So I'm going to use 1 and then use a 2. This is for die cutting. With the dies, I forgot to show you which one I need. I just need the bird die for this one. And here, I'm going to stand up a little bit so I can make sure, get this microphone up here. I want to just get it right around that bird. I don't want to see any white border around him at all on the inside. Put a piece of this Post-it tape on here. Love Post-it tape, but you can definitely use Post-it notes too, just the adhesive part of it. Will work just fine too. And then take this off, but this has the same adhesive as the as a Post-it note, so it comes off a lot easier and doesn't tear up your cardstock. So there's our bird. It really cuts it out really nice. Okay, so that is all I'm going to die cut right now. Put that over here. And then, oops, I'm going to bring in the die cuts that'll be in the kit. And I already, here, let me get these out. Make more sense when I show you. I'm going to go ahead and get these little leaves out. Oh, hopefully I won't lose any of those. And this is on an adhesive sheet. So if you get the kits, I've already got the adhesive on here for you. I'm going to show you how, like, this was a 3.5 by 2 inch piece of crumb cake. And what I did, I took our adhesive sheets, took the paper backing off of one side, and put it on the back of the cardstock. Then I took the detailed nest die here and ran it through. And I did run it through about 4 times. It actually will get through the cardstock with no problem. It's getting through the paper backing there in the back. And that's not a big deal. It is when you want to give it to people. So I had to do it about 4 or 5 times to be able to get this to punch out completely. But it really does, it goes through the cardstock with no problem. It's just getting it through that paper backing. But if you're doing it on your own, it's not that big a deal if you don't get through all the paper backing, because you can just peel this off. So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start taking, now this one's a little harder just because, oh no, it isn't. That came off easy. Just get it started. And all those little pieces, a lot of them end up coming out. Oops, it looks like they're not this time. See, most of them went on here. When I did this yesterday, I had no problem with that. Of course, it has to have a problem now. So I'm going to get all of these. They're cut. They just didn't want to cooperate and stay on the paper backing like I thought they would. But this is probably a good thing in case it happens. If you get the kit, you'll be able to take care of this. Oops. I like it better when it comes off because it does stick really good. So it starts sticking on your fingers. So this will definitely take a little longer. But like I said, these little pieces are coming out super easy. What's making it hard is that adhesive being real sticky. But that's what we want. This one I could have also used glue, but they're just so narrow. All these little pieces is really detailed. So it's a lot easier with our adhesive sheets. I think that's the last piece. Oh, nope, there's one right there. Oh, that one got stuck again. It's sticking to the adhesive. It's definitely cut through. There we go. And then I'm going to put this on. This is also embossed. So you kind of want to look at it so the rounded part that looks like the inside of the nest is on the top, okay? So I'm going to put this right on top. It's not going to line up perfect. It's not supposed to. Really what I'm looking at is the part that it looks like the inside on the base is there in the middle. Oh, there's another little piece that needed to come off. Okay, so now we have got that on there, so it just makes a really neat looking nest. I like that a lot. And then I decided I wanted to add some leaves to this. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat. These are kind of little, so I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue on these. That's why I'm bringing my silicone mat in. I'm going to turn them all upside down. Make it a little easier for me. Once we get these situated, they'll go together real quick. Oh, hi, Marlene. Oh, I bet it is snowy up in Wisconsin. Oh, and Lynn, hi. In Australia, sunny Australia. So I've got somebody in the sun and somebody with snow. It's crazy. I've been watching the weather, seeing how, I mean, Utah has had a ton of, that's where Stampin' Up is at, has had a ton of snow too. They had to delay work on yesterday, I think it was, because the snow was so bad. That's the first time I'm sure it's happened before, but that's the first time I've seen a post about it before. So I'm going to put some leaves on here. But here in Indiana, it was 71 yesterday. It's never that warm in February. I shouldn't say never, but very rarely does it get that warm. Now, there are two different sizes with this. And I did use some more leaves. I use this. These leaves are a little smaller, and then this little bigger one, they're a little bit bigger, I mean. So we've got 3 each of those. And I did use both of those nest dies. I knew I was forgetting some dies when I said that was all I was using. We kind of put these over here. And I think I am going to grab my little bird here. And he is going to have some dimensionals on him. So I'm going to put one here. And put one here. And before I get all those leaves on, because I just got to thinking, I kind of want to know where that bird is going to be. So I'm going to grab this nest. Since I've got the glue out, I'll go ahead and just use glue here. I could definitely use my seal on the back of this. I'm just going to put it on that solid part of the nest, the base part. Let's bring this back in. I wanted to show some of these little daisies or I guess those are more daisies or cornflowers. I'm not sure which one they are, but I'm going to put this right here like so. Hold it down for a few seconds for that glue to take hold. There we go. Now I'm going to take the paper backing off of this bird. Oh, if I can get a hold of it. There we go. And then I thought he looked cute. Oh, I forgot to do his little beak. Here, I think I can fix that. Let me grab my crushed curry again. I didn't bother to do his feet because they are so small. But I do want to color in his little beak. So grab some of that crushed curry again with my blender pen. There we go. That looks better. I haven't seen a bird with a white beak, so we got to get that fixed. Okay, now we've got him in place. Now I can grab some more leaves here. Looks like I lost a leaf. Oh, nope, they're all here. Those two were so close together, I couldn't tell. Let's see, I think I'm going to grab another big one. When I did my original, I actually used all big, and then I got to thinking, I really wish I had some smaller ones on there. Oops. So I'm just putting glue on the leaves. And let's put one about right here. This just adds a little more color to that nest. And you know how when birds make nests, they pick up leaves and grass and things like that. So that's why I decided to add some of these. And that stamped version of the nest also has leaves in it too. So you can just put them anywhere you want to. Here's another little one. And here's a big one. And I'm not worried that that just flipped over. I didn't like that one going. But that's going to come off my silicone mat, no problem. I don't have to worry about it sticking. I think I'm going to put one here. And that should still have glue, enough glue on it. I'm going to have these two kind of be together. So now I've got some leaves on there. And I decided I was going to use, let's see, where'd those go? Oh, here they are. Got my Rustic Metallic Dots. Using my pack, because I didn't want to use up one of the full ones. Because I need those for you guys if you order from me. So I'm going to use 4 small ones. You could use the big ones too, I think. I think they would look really good with this too, but I decided to use the small ones. And I'm just putting one in each corner, like so. Now, we're not done yet. I also want to put a bow, because when I got to looking at this, I thought, okay, it looks good. Oh, I forgot to stamp the greeting. I did want to get all of this on. I'm going to use the birthday wishes and use Starry Sky. And I will stamp it right about here. There we go. So yes, you can stamp on designer series paper. Oh my goodness, I got way ahead of myself. I can still fix this. There's a splatter stamp in the set. I'm going to use crumb cake, because originally this is the way I was going to do it, but I thought it needed a little something. So I decided to stamp some of the speckles on here. And normally I would have done this before I added all of this, but it's going to be just fine. There we go. It's not going to show up on any of the nests. I'm just missing it. And I'm okay with it going over the words. So there, that just kind of gave a little, hopefully you can see that in the video. Sometimes you can't see things on a video, but there you go. I just thought that looked a little bit better having some speckles on there. Glad I didn't forget that. Okay, so we've got those on. Now I'm going to grab, this is an 18-inch piece of that Starry Sky, let's see, metallic woven ribbon. And I got it this long because I am going to fold it in half. I've done this with baker's twine a lot because this is narrow. I kind of like having it be a bigger bow. Oh, hi, Anne. Glad you're here. Are you having a heat wave, Lynn? I just saw your comment. A good excuse to hibernate. It is so funny how one place can be cold as can be and the next place can be as hot as can be. Oh, thanks, Marlene. I'm glad you're liking the card. Oh, hi, Jan. Oh, Mary Alice. There we go. Sorry you're late. You're fine. This is the first card, so you haven't missed much. Yeah, I thought this stamp set matched up pretty good with the Dainty flowers. It's funny, both classes that I've used this paper in, I end up not using the Dainty Details bundle with it. But for one of the reasons, because it wasn't available. I think it's available now or no, it will be pretty soon though. I think it comes in about the same time the Queen Bee bundle does. So I'm kind of moving these around. That's another neat thing with this ribbon. You can actually stretch the ribbon out a little bit to make it fatter. And now that I've got that done, I'm going to grab a glue dot. I know there's still a loop on there from where I folded it, but I'm going to fix that here in just a minute. Grab that glue dot, and I'm going to put that bow right here. And then grab some scissors and kind of trim this down a little bit, and that's going to take away my little fold. I think I'll try to even those up a little bit too. A lot of little fibers. There we go. So now we've got a little bow on top. Try to bring it down a little bit. So there's the front of the card all done. I almost forgot about the inside, so I'm going to grab this. Oh, I forgot I moved this over here. There we go. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. I'm going to stamp that bird on there again. He's going to go on the bottom left. To be careful because it looks like I got some ink where I don't want it. Oh, that's fine. So there's my little bird. Originally, I was just going to leave him like that because a lot of times I don't color the inside, but since it's so quick, I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So I'm going to go over. Oops, I had some yellow on it. Let's get rid of that. I thought I'd gotten rid of that. There we go. I'm going to color this in, and he's going to have, that colors in the white areas because the blue is bleeding, in case, for those of you that weren't on here the first time I colored the first one. But it makes it a lot darker blue that way and covers up all those white areas. It just fills them in a little better. Make sure that's clean. Bring in my crushed curry. Oh, there it is. I've already got my inkwell in here. Now let's hurry up and color his inside. I'm making sure that I'm going very light because I don't want any of that blue to bleed into the yellow area. So I'm being real careful around his eye. There we go. So he's all colored in. And now we can just put this, and I'm going to make sure this is really good and clean because I'll be using this again. There we go. Turn this over. Where'd my seal go? There we go. I'm on my first card. I'm already throwing stuff everywhere. Usually that doesn't happen until the second card's done. Oh, thanks, Mary Alice. I'm glad you're liking the card. I just had to use that wreath of flowers from this DSP. So there is the first card. I know he's a little brighter than I've been looking at other cards that people have made with this, but I thought, oh, I need those bright colors to go with the flowers in this. So there we go. Good, I'm glad you like that, guys. Anne and Lynn, thanks. Oh, Judy, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to start card number 2. This is going to be the fun, or is the fun fold. Not going to be, it is the fun fold. Let me get this moved over here. So this is everything except if you get the kit, you'll get double, like I said. This is just enough for one card. Make sure I don't have anything stuck in here. Okay. Now this is going to be a bridge fold card. I'm sure you've seen these before. Some of you probably even made it before. Let me get these out of the, I've got some things over here I need to get out of the way. There we go. So this is a piece that's 8 by 4 1/4. It's old olive. And I'm going to go ahead and make the base quick. I'm going to bring my trimmer in. Actually, I would probably use the Simply Scored scoring tool with this. When you've got a bunch of different scores, it's a little easier. But I know some people don't have that, but a lot of people have a trimmer with the scoring blade. So I wanted to show you how to do this quick. So with the 8-inch side along the top, it gets scored at, let me look at the right sheet here. Oh, I forgot to write it down. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm going to have to see if I can remember this. Okay. So that's 1 inch. Boy, I'm going to do some thinking here. Okay, it's 1 1/4. And then I need to do 2 1/2. Okay. Then I need to add 3 to that. So that would be 5 1/2. If this works out, I'm going to be very happy. 2 1/2. Okay. And then, can't believe I didn't write these down for me. Then, okay, that was 5 1/2. So now I need to go 6 3/4. Get that on there. Oh, come on. There we go. My hand keeps moving. Think that's got it. Oh, it does. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of proud of myself. Okay. So, you know what I'm going to do? Normally I don't do the sizes. I will put this on the blog post when I post this on Sunday. I think is when I post this one, since I wasn't able to do that very well for you. I think this was 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. Okay. Now it's going to be folded. I'm going to do the inside one first over here. Let me grab my bone folder if I can find it. Here it is. I'm going to fold this, and then this one is going to fold back. Oh, I definitely got this right. Yay. Then I'll open that up. Then I'm going to do the inside one on this side. And then I'm going to fold this one back. Okay, so there we go. So we've got that already. This is the base. I'm going to grab some DSP. Oh, here we go. These are 1 by 4 inch pieces. So these are going to be my outside ones. So I'll go ahead and put those on quick. So I'm trying to make this one look a little more, not really rustic looking, but it's not going to be as bright as the first card. I want to make sure that these leaves are going the right direction. And I'm going to center that right in between. Oh, yeah, you can see that. Between the score line and the edges. Okay. Now I'm going to do it here on the other end. So go ahead and seal's acting up. There we go. Let's put one here in the middle. Once again, make sure those are going the same direction as what I've got them going over there, and they are. Get that right in the center. Okay. Now I've got 2 more pieces that are 1 by 4 inch pieces. These are Starry Sky. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to like the starry sky with this. I was trying to find one of the ones that was more of just a design. And I really liked how this looked with this, so it worked out good. So this is going right in this section here. So it's centered up and down and in between these two score lines. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And it's going to go right here. Okay. So now we've got those ready to go. And let's go ahead. I'm going to do some stamping here. I've got the bridge to do yet, but it's going to be easier to put the inside in first. I want to show you how I did that. Bring this back in. This is a piece. Okay, if you get the kit, there are two white pieces that are real close to being, oh, I keep getting some adhesive on that, real close to being the same size. You want to have the short fat one. So kind of put them together. The short fat one is the one I want for the inside of my card. Okay, so I'm going to grab the big nest, and I'm going to use soft suede. Ink this up. Now this just fits. There might be a leaf that kind of comes off a little bit, but that's okay. It still looks good. And I figured out, at least on my stamp, yours is probably going to be different. There's a lot more rubber on this side. So I'm going to kind of move it over just a little bit, because I know I've got some room there. And stamp this. Hold it down. Ooh, that's not too bad. Now, when I got to looking at this, I thought, okay, there's just a little too much white in the straw or whatever, the grass or whatever it was made with that. So I'm going to do that same trick as I did with the bird. I'm going to start coloring this in. I'm just going to do part of this. I've actually got one colored ahead of time because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me. Because it doesn't take too terribly long, but if you're sitting watching, it probably does take a little longer. But see the difference there? Isn't that cool? So this is coloring it in just using that blender pen. Now, so that would all be done. I also, with this ends up looking a little too dark. It doesn't look like the same brown almost. So to match that up, I went over here, and it's still going to be darker than the outside like it should be, because that's the inside of the nest. But there we go. They match up a little better. So I colored that all in too. And everywhere there should be a stem with the leaves, or where there is a stem, I should say, I'm kind of going over that and making it brown too. Okay. Clean this off. And those leaves, of course, unless they're dead leaves, I guess they could just be brown too, but I wanted them to be green, so I'm going to use my old olive again. I know, isn't that easy? And I use this technique a lot. I love how the blender pen will make that just blend in really, really good. Now, of course, it'll work with their water painters too, but with basic white, that gets the paper way too wet and it starts tearing up. But with the blender pen, as long as you don't scribble for a very long time in one spot, it's not going to tear up on you. So now I'm going to bring in some old olive. Now, for those of you that just came on, the way I get that pool, I squeeze this together, and then the ink goes right into the bottom of the ink pad. And lightly, because I don't want to get that brown to be bleeding where the leaves are, I'm going over, and you can get a few done at a time before you go and get some more color. And just pick up some more and start coloring in, but use a lighter touch than you do on the nest. There we go. So that's how you do the leaves. And then I did, since I was using Starry Sky, I decided to use, to make these, they almost look like little berries or something. I thought I didn't want to have those just be brown. So I'm going to have those be, say, took some off a blueberry bush or something. I don't know. But they're just color those in with the blue. So I did all of that. Definitely want to get this cleaned off because I'll be using it again. But let me find, oh, there it is. Voila. There's the finished product. So that's how I colored it in, but this one's all done. Isn't that neat? I'll show you the difference there. This is also a good way to show you the difference. Oh, Mary Alice, you've never used a blender pen? Oh, yeah, I love the blender pens. I love how it picks up the colors. That was actually when I first started stamping, that's how I would color things in, was with my blender pens. But it's really neat. Okay, so that one's all done now. And while I've still got the starry sky out, I decided I was going to stamp a little greeting down here. This is going to be my inside of my card. I'm going to do the best friends make the good times better and the hard times easier. And I'm going to stamp this here in the middle, at the bottom that is, but there we go. So we've got that there. So this is actually the inside of the card. So now that we have that done, I'm going to put some adhesive on here. And this, I don't think I said the size on this. I put down 3 by 4, but you actually want to go a shade under 3. Because when I first did 3, let me find my card base, I couldn't get these to fold because this was right up against the score lines. And if I went to 2 3/4, it was just going to take off too much of my nest. And I wanted more of the nest to show. So I just took a shade off. And now I'm going to see if it'll close. Oops, it looks like I still need to take a little bit off. So I'm going to bring this in. So when it starts to bow a little bit, when you start to close it, you know you haven't taken enough off. So let's do this. Oops, that's my scoring tool. That doesn't cut. Now let's see. I'll put this in again. Then when I close it, yep, it's staying flat now. It's not bowing. It's bowing right now because of the way I'm holding it. But I can tell it's not having trouble folding anymore. So you might have to do a little surgery, but it fits in just fine. And if you're using another stamp set, doing 2 3/4 inches instead of the 3 will work just fine. Like I said, I wanted mine just to be a little bit wider so I can get more of that nest in. Because I really like the idea of that nest being in the back. So I'll put this in here in the center. I made it stay the same height as the DSP and the, just the DSP. There we go. So now I can do my bridge. Now that we've got this in, I'm going to bring in a piece of old olive. This is 5.5 by 1 inch, and then a piece of the DSP. And I decided I didn't want to do the green since it was with the branches, since that's on the outside. I wanted it to match, go with the inside since they're not right up against each other. So this is a 5.25 by 3/4 inch. So I'll put these in. And I'm going to put this right here in the middle. Oh, thanks, Anne. I'm going to put this right here. And we are almost done with this, doing the actual fold. I've still got a little more stamping to do because we got to add that bird on again. So I'm going to put 3 strips right next to each other. Actually, oh, you know what? Snail works a lot better when you don't have cushioning underneath it. So get that out of the way. Get this rolled up again. I'm going to put some right here on the edge and have 3 little strips. Okay, I want it to be, oops. Hold on a minute. Looks like my internet's still working, but my screen went off. Hold on just a second. I can get this going again. Except, I think it'll start working here. Oh, yep, it's working again. Now I'm beginning to think it's this program I'm using. It may not be my internet after all. Okay, it's working again. I can tell the screen's not real good. It'll start looking better here in a minute. There we go. So I'm back on. Yay. Okay, I kind of wondered. I knew it was either my internet or this software I'm using because it doesn't update anymore. And now that there have been updates on Windows, it's not working as good. Okay, I'm going to have to look into something new. That's okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this side that I put the adhesive. I was starting to show you this close up and then noticed it wasn't moving. So this is, I just did 3 little strips of the adhesive on here. And I'm going to put it right along the edge here. I'm also going to kind of fold this down. I kind of want it to cover up my greeting in there, and it is. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this over, open it up. I'm going to do the same thing on this end. I'm going to put some seal. Here, put 3 little strips. Okay. And now the easiest way to do this is to fold the right one, put this one straight out, this side's flat, and that will make it go nice and straight, and it attaches right where it needs to. Okay, and there you go. That is the actual fold right there. And to put it in your envelope, you just put it in like this, and it will fit perfectly. Here, let me show you. It'll go right into the envelope, just like that. So it goes into our regular envelopes. I don't know who came up with this fold, but pretty smart. But now I wanted to add some stuff here on the front. That looks fine, but I wanted to add some more stuff on here. So that's what this other white piece was, the thinner one that was a little taller. Let me grab this. And I'm going to stamp this branch here. I'm going to use soft suede. Get this inked up really good. I'm going to stamp it down here near the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to do, oh, I need to clean this off. I'm not going to be doing another Starry Sky Bird. Get all that blue off of there. I'm going to use soft suede again. And I'll just stamp him up here because he's going to be die cut, and so is the branch. Now with the bird, since there's a lot more detail to it, I'm going to do that little trick again. You're going to see me do this a lot. I'm just going to color this in. Makes him look more finished. And it's so much faster doing it this way. Now, so he's all colored in a little better. Get the ink off of there. And this one, he's going to have a crushed curry belly also. Already got my ink on there, so I'll pick up some yellow again. And I usually start on one side because as you go, it starts to lighten up. You just keep going over it a little bit, add a little more, because that got a little dark on that one end. There we go. Just keep playing with it. You don't want to do it too terribly much because you might start getting the paper too wet. But there we go. So that bird is all colored in. And now with the branch, I tried this technique that I did on the bird to just have this color in. And it does okay, but there's just not enough lines in here, and I wanted that to be a little darker. So I'm going with crumb cake this time. I'm going to pick up crumb cake ink and color this in. And that just makes it a little bit darker. So hurry up and get this done real quick. There is some coloring. If you like to color, you're going to like making these cards. I still love coloring. I loved to color as a kid too. Okay, so now I've got all the branches colored in. Clean that off. I'm going to bring in my old olive. Oops. Squeeze that. And then lightly do those leaves because I don't want that crumb cake to start, or the soft suede, I mean, to start bleeding this time. Okay, because normally when I watercolor with these, I will use Stays On. I've even used Memento because it will bleed out if you get it too wet too, but it doesn't with a blender pen. So I use Memento a lot too, but I always use Stays On if I use the water painters. Okay, now all the leaves are colored in. And I stamped one more thing with the old olive. I'm going to go close that up. It's a little easier to stamp. Here's a piece of white. It can just be a scrap, but this is a 2 3/4 by 3/4 inch piece. And then I'm going to grab the thank you and stamp it. It doesn't have to be right in the middle. Because when I got to looking at it, the good thing, since that's not even close to being in the middle, I'm going to grab, oh, thanks, Lynn. I'm going to grab my paper snips. And this is something I'm still not real great at. I decided to cut this out because I didn't want, this is going to cover up too much of this strip here. Now, if you're okay with that, you go ahead and just use that. You don't have to cut this out. But moving the paper more than the scissors to get a smoother cut, I'm kind of going around. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I've got another one done. I just wanted you to see how I did it. And then just kind of make little waves here at the bottom. I'm not going to go all the way up in that end because then it'll start falling apart. Just kind of go a little close, and I'm moving the paper more than the scissors. And I stop every once in a while to open the scissors up again. So I'm slowly closing them as I'm moving. So you can see how there's just a little bit of a wave. Hopefully you can see that in the thank you. So I just went ahead and cut all of that out. And this is what it looks like when you're all done cutting. So put that over to the side. I'm going to grab the die cutting machine again. And it's the same sandwich. Put this piece here. I'm going to grab the branch here. I don't know how we got by without dies. Like I said, I'm getting ready. I'll have my 20th anniversary next month. Or not next month, in April. That's right. It's not quite March yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. And we definitely didn't have dies back then. And now I am so happy to have them. Okay. I think this is going to work. I might have stamped the bird just a little too close, but I think I'm going to get it to work. Grab this piece of tape. Yeah, that didn't move the branch, so I think we're good. Put the other plate on there and get this going. Oops. Now I'm actually only going to use a partial of this branch. I went back and forth. I almost used the whole thing, but I thought it was a little too much. So we get all this stuff out of the way. Get these dies going. Oh. I want to make sure I get the tape back on my machine because I'm going to need it one more time for the last card. We're going a little over, it looks like, tonight. We'll see. We're not quite an hour yet. It might be a little over an hour tonight. Well, the next card doesn't take that long at all. So I don't know why I'm still holding on to that. Let's grab this. Originally, I thought about, give you some of my process, thinking about doing this. But I wasn't real crazy about that long branch right there. So I'm going to bring this in, my silicone mat in again. I'm going to make sure I have some seal on the leaves. I'm going to go part way down the branch, not all the way down. And then I like this kind of angled a little bit. I'm okay with the leaves going up above this. I think that kind of looks neat. And then I'll put this on. I'm going to bring in my paper snips. Oh, there they are. I'm going to turn this over and just cut that off. That way it ends with the bridge. Bring in the little bird. I'm going to use dimensionals again. And I'm going to put one down here. I still want one with the head. When I put him on here, only this side of his head is going to be sticking to this part. So I'm going to grab one of these half ones. So I'll just cut that. Put it on the inside because I don't want anything over here. Take these paper backings off. And then I'm going to put the little guy right here, get him on that branch. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in that thank you. And it's kind of narrow, but I wanted it popped up too. Originally, I was going to just put it down, but it just looked kind of plain and it really does look better popped up. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to use, I love using up my sides here. So these little pieces here are real thin. I'm going to cut a couple of those. I'm going to put one here on this end. Grab another one. And I'll put it on this end. I think, yep, I got that good. And then I thought I wanted one. I do want one that's a little bit higher up there. But I only want a half of one. These little, here, let me move this one so you kind of see. This is kind of like a half of a dimensional right here. I actually want a quarter, actually half of this, but a quarter of a dimensional is what it's going to end up being. Get this off. Let's see if I can get this to fit. Yep, that looks perfect. So I didn't want that caving in the middle. Get the paper backings off of here. But you can definitely, if you don't want to mess with all the little ones, you can definitely just put it on with seal or multi-purpose glue. And then I'm going to put the thank you on this side. I'm going to turn it to me. There we go. I just thought it looked a little better popped up. So that is the bridge fold card. Let me get away from my watermark there. There you go. And like I said, you could fold it this way or you can fold it this way. It doesn't matter which one to get it in your envelope, and it fits perfectly. Oh, thanks, Melissa. Oh, don't worry about being late. You can watch, if you want to watch the whole thing, you can watch the recording. And I forgot to do his beak again. What is my deal with his poor little beak? Let me get some more yellow on here. I just looked at him. And we'll color him in right there. There we go. And I'm even making it a little bit darker, so it kind of looks different from the rest of his yellow belly. Now I know why I still had yellow on there. It's because I hurried up and did his beak last time. There, get that cleaned off before we do the next card. Because I definitely don't want yellow on there, the next card. There are no yellows in the next card. So there is the second card, the bridge card. Thanks, Judy. I'm glad you like that. Thanks, Anne. Okay, now I'm going to put this to the side. Oh, thanks, Jeanne. I love this fold. I'm going to have to remember to do this more often. Thanks, Melissa. I haven't done that for a while, so I thought, ooh, we got to do that fun fold tonight. Okay, let's make some room here. Don't think I need that anymore. Okay. Now, once again, I'm using a bunch of different color combos. So the cards do look really different. This one is going to be a pink card. Make sure I don't have anything stuck in there. So if you get the card kits when you place an order, then you'll get double this amount. But this is a card base that's 8.5 by 5.5 for this Blushing Bride. Go ahead, while I've got this out, fold this in half. Get those corners to meet up. I think I just moved it. Oh, nope, it worked fine. Okay, and then I've shown you these embossing folders before. In the kit, I'll have it embossed for you. But this is one of the new folders that's coming out March 1st. So you've got less than a week. That's called Basic 3D Embossing Folders. Oh, yeah, I thought I brought them over here. So this is the one I used. Yeah, I think you can't see that did this hatched look. I was going to use a different folder, but I thought, oh, that one looks so good. And then there's this one. This one's a little hard to tell what it does. I should have brought one of my cards that I made. But it's a really neat folder. I like it, too. It's got, like, little stars all over it. Not really stars, but flowers. Yeah, it's like a 5-petal flower. There, you can kind of see that better with my hand there. So that's all over the embossing folder. So that's a neat one. And this one is a big polka dot. They're really smooth and come up pretty high up. So it's a really neat folder, too. So be looking for this March 1st. You'll be able to start ordering that then. Okay, so this is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece. Let me see here. Do I want to do this yet? Yep, this will work. I'm going to grab these pieces. This is actually the piece of the Dainty Flowers paper that has a row of flowers on one side and then the same flowers on the other side, just going the other direction. So you can cut the paper in half, cut it down for your cards. Well, this one is a, wrong paper here. 3 by 4 1/4 was the size that worked for my card. So that's why there's not a lot of white up here. So you don't have to use the whole flower image, and it still looks good even though you cut some of those flowers off. So like I said, this is a 3 by 4 1/4. Make sure I'm remembering right. Yes. And this piece is a 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. Yes, that's another crazy size, but I wanted a really narrow border around that. It needed more. I was originally going to put it on like this, and that was just really plain looking, I thought. That was just too much white together. So even though it's covered with flowers, I thought it needed to have a little bit of a border. So I'll put this here in the center. There we go. This one I go a little slower because there's a narrower border. And you'll see the difference. See, I think it makes it pop. Well, maybe. The video's not showing the pink very well at all. But believe me, it looks a lot better. Sometimes videos don't do things justice. It's really hard because it's digital. It's a digital version of it when you're looking at it, so it doesn't look exactly like it does in person. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on right here in the middle. And then I'm using some more of the Dainty Flowers paper. This is a 4 by 1.5 inch piece. It's got some really pretty flowers in that. Isn't that neat? And I'm going to be putting this right across here, but first I need to stamp a greeting on it. So let me bring this back in. And I'm going to be using the Always Thinking of You. This is the last stamp I have not used in the set. I love it when I use every single stamp or every single die. This time I didn't use all the dies, but I did use all the stamps in my cards for this class. So that's the Old Olive. And I'm going to stamp this here on the bottom left corner. There we go. There's Always Thinking of You. And you can see that really good. Using a much darker color than the pink, it shows up a lot. Now, if this had more colors to it or something like that, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. But it does work when it's pretty much the same color. And this is going to go right across here like so. So I'll go ahead and get some, get this out of the way again. This one, I'm just not working it right. You have to be able to do like a little check mark to cut the adhesive. And if you don't, you end up pulling the adhesive back and you have to roll it up. I must be pulling too hard with this one. I'm going to put this right across here, lining up the edges of the DSP with the edges of the white piece. I love our seal too because I can pick it back up again without tearing it up. There we go. So I didn't have it just right and I was able to pick it back up again. There we go. So that's on there. And I'm going to grab some ribbon here. This is the white crinkled, let's see, what is this called? White crinkled seam binding ribbon. I've used this before. This is a 6-inch piece and this one's a 4-inch piece. So I'm taking the longer one. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to get a little adhesive on each end. Oops. Try not to have it fold on you. There we go. Make sure you've still got it on the same side because I want them on the same. We're going to be wrapping this around the card. Let's put this kind of center from the top with the greeting. Like so. Make sure it looks straight. Oops, that kind of moved on me. Well, there we go. Now he's straight. So I've got that ribbon on there. Now that that is wrapped around, I originally wasn't going to put ribbon on this one, but with this being a little wider, and I liked it wider, it needed a little something. So go ahead and put this on here. I usually don't have this much trouble with seal. This one's acting up on me. Okay, then I'm going to put this in the middle of the card base. And this paper is so pretty. I hate that it's gone. But like I said, if you get the card kits, you'll get some of this paper for your, because I've got plenty. So isn't that pretty? Okay, now I'm going to grab a 2 by 2 inch piece. It can be a scrap. I'm going to do the bird again. I was going to try not to use him on every single card, but I just liked him too much. I almost didn't put him on the last card, that bridge card. But he definitely made that card look better once I added him. Now I'm going to go with a softer. I decided not to do soft suede this time. I'm going to use crumb cake. So we had a starry sky bird, a soft suede bird, and now a crumb cake one. So this one's just a little bit lighter. Stamp him close to the middle because we're going to die cut him out. Do that little trick again. Color these in. So he's going to be a really faint brown, which is exactly what I was going for. With these being lighter colors. There we go. It's probably a little hard to tell, but he is all filled in. And then he's going, or I could say she, but because I'm going to put a pink belly on here. So squeeze this to get a little pool of ink going again. So this is Blushing Bride. Make sure this is clean. I'm going to do a nice little pink belly. So I think crumb cake and blushing brighter, and even our petal pink too, looks really good with crumb cake. So this is a much softer bird than the other ones that I made so far. There we go. Now, this time I'm going to remember his beak. Maybe because his tummy's a different color made me remember. Grab a little bit of the crushed curry and get his beak colored in. There we go. So he is a much softer. I'll get a little closer. He's kind of little, but they're just much softer. I wish the colors were showing better. He looks so pretty in person. Okay. I do believe, oh no, I've got one more thing to stamp in the kit. I did these with the layering circles dies. This is like if you count from the smallest scallop circle. No, I can take that back. This is the third largest scallop. That makes it a little easier. This one is the number 5 circle. So if you start with the smallest circle and go up, this is number 5. So I'm going to bring in this branch. Once again, I'm going to do soft suede. Because when I tried the crumb cake for the base of this, it was just a little too light. I wanted it to be a little darker than the bird. It was kind of getting making the bird washed out. So I'm only doing a partial. I want to make sure those leaves are on there, though, but they're going to be all the way over to the side, kind of angling it up a little bit. There we go. So this is just a little bit of a branch we're going to be coloring in. And like I did last time, since I want this to be a little darker than my bird, I'm going to bring in crumb cake instead of using that old technique because there's just not enough of the lines in the branch. It looks a lot better. And I don't want to do soft suede ink, add soft suede ink to it. Since that's the same color, you wouldn't be able to see the stamping on the inside. It would look a little funny. So get that all colored in. Okay, clean this off. Now I'm going to do the old olive leaves, and this is the last thing that I need to color in. We're just about done. Grab some old olive, color in those leaves. Okay. Once again, I'm doing light touch because I don't want the brown to start bleeding too much. Okay. Now I'm going, there's my lid. I'm going to put this circle in the middle of my scallop circle. Like so. Get this out of the way because I'm done stamping for the night. I'm going to put this on right here. Oops. Decided I'm going to pop the bird up again instead of the circle. I'm going to put this down. Like I said, I like this being kind of at an angle. So kind of turn it until it looks the way I like it. This side is kind of right up against the edge of the white. And I'm making sure, let me get up here a little better, making sure I'm not going to cover up my greeting. So put this down. I'll go ahead and put this to the side. Bring in my die cutting machine again. My Blue Beauty, that's what I should call it. Put this down, grab that bird. This bird die is getting a workout. Get this all. There we go. He's small enough, one piece of tape's plenty. Get this to go through. Get this out of the way. And there's our pretty delicate bird. I'm going to put him on, or put the bird on with dimensionals once I get this stuff out of the way. And this time I'll just use 2 full ones because he's going to be attached completely on the card. He's not going to be hanging off anywhere like he was on that bridge one. Take the paper backings off. And I'm going to put my little guy right here. I think you'll be able to tell. See, I like that he's a lot lighter than the branch, so they don't wash each other out. Well, I wish you could tell that pink is not showing up good at all, but it really looks pretty in person. So you'll be able to see that probably better when I take pictures and put it on my blog post. So there is that card, but I did want to add some of the bling. Now, and we also have to do the inside of the card. Now, where did I put my bling? Oh, my goodness. There it is. I covered it up with a bridge card. So I'm going to grab, this one I'm just using 2. Oh, and I forgot to put, we've got some bling to put on the bridge card. I'll bring that back in. I'm going to grab one big one. I'm going to put it right here. And then grab a little one and put it right here. So we'll finish this card up, then I'll bring in the bridge one so we can put some bling on it. So this is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white for the inside. And this time I'm going to put a 4 by 1 inch piece of DSP rather than a stamp on the inside. This across, making sure my flowers are going the right direction. And I liked having having some white at the bottom on this one. A lot of times I'll go all the way to the bottom, but decided not to this time. We'll get some adhesive on here. Oh yeah, we've got another piece of ribbon to add to this card too. Put this on the inside. So now it coordinates with the outside as well. Grab this 4-inch piece of that crinkled ribbon. I just thread it underneath the attached ribbon. I'm going to tie it on with a single knot, like so. And this way too, I can slide it a little bit if I want to. There we go. Bring in my scissors, cut those ends at an angle. Kind of covering up my greeting, so I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. There we go. So now the third card's all done. So hope you like this one. Now I'm going to bring in that bridge card again, since I forgot to I just put on some here on the corners here. So I'm going to use just large ones this time. I'm going to put one on each corner. So it kind of looks like these are maybe brads or something holding that bridge on there. It looks like I might have room there. Yeah, I do. So go ahead and put it there. On my first card, oops, that came right off. I must have sticky stuff on my fingers because the adhesive of the dot stayed on the card. Get that back on there. There we go. On my first card, I ended up having this covered up with my branch, so I didn't put anything on this corner. You know what? I'm not going to worry about this side because the bird's right there. So that'll be fine. A waste of a dot, so we can just say it's just covered up. So there's the bling on this one. So I'll bring all the cards back in. Oh, thanks, Mary Alice. I'm glad you like. Oh, thanks, Connie. And I'll bring all of these because I don't think I've seen your name yet. So glad you're here. There we go. Oh, thanks, Margaret. I'm glad you like them all. So there we go. So we've got the first card, the bridge card, and the last one. So you see totally different color combos again with that paper because there are so many colors in it. I have fun when the DSP has a ton of colors. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. I don't forget that if you place a $40 order before shipping and tax using my host code, and if you click on the Card Class at Home link, you'll get the host code there. I'll go ahead. You'll see it at the end of the video too. $40 order before shipping and tax gets you the card kits to make 2 of each. Oh, thanks, Melissa. I'm glad you like them. And then if you bump it up to $55 order, you get a full pack of these Rustic Metallic Adhesive-Backed Dots. And if you want to get a free celebration item like this, you have till March 1st to get the class. But if you still want to get a celebration item, make sure you get that order in before the end of the day, February 28th, because that's the last day of celebration. So I can't believe we have less than a week celebration. It's crazy. I hope you liked this class. I'll come back on here, get my chat back up. I really do appreciate you guys coming every week. It's a lot of fun talking to you and things like that. Get my shirt in order here. Got a little busy there, didn't I? So I hope you enjoyed the class. And I will be back again next Thursday. I'm not sure what bundle I'm using. I'm going between 2 of them. There's the new one that's coming out March 1st, Irresistible Blooms or something like that. I think that's what it's called. If I don't do that one next week, I'll do it the second week. I also want to do that milkshake. I can't remember the full name of that one. I want to do that bundle too. So I've got some things in the works. So hope you can come back again next week. Oh, thanks, Ann, and thanks for coming and watching too. You're here about every week, and a few of you, Judy's here almost every week. Really appreciate you guys. Marlene's here a lot too. So I'm glad you guys are here. So is Jan and Mary Alice. A ton of you come back every week. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. So stay safe. Those of you that are in the snow that's coming down, I know. Hopefully that's about over with by now. I know Minnesota, Wisconsin, Utah, all the places up north, Michigan of us that got a lot of snow. So hope you guys are safe and be careful there out in Australia since you're going through a heat wave. Two extremes right there. So I will see you again next week. Bye, guys. Thanks again for watching. Oh, thanks, Lynn.